Hey guys, it's Kat with GetCatFit. This is for all of you bikini and figure girls out there who want to compete. That is awesome. Super stoked for you. I've been getting a lot of questions from friends and people that I've met about competing, so I wanted to throw this YouTube video together for you to answer some of those questions that I wish I would have known when I first started competing and maybe help you out a little bit. So for starters, again, this is for bikini and figure. That's what I'm familiar with, so that's what I'll speak to. Bikini and figure girls, you are going to love it. Getting on stage for the first time is absolutely awesome. You've worked so hard. You have your physiques ready, you've trained, you've dieted, you've gotten everything together, and then you get to step on stage and show it off. It is amazing. So good luck to you. Let's start out with talking about organizations. The two main organizations that I'm familiar with are the NPC and the NGA. I compete in the bikini division in the NPC and also the bikini and figure division in the NGA. The associations are the National Physique Committee, which is the NPC, and NGA is the National Gym Association. And the National Gym Association, the NGA, is for natural athletes, and they do drug testing. They do polygraph or urine testing, so when you do choose your organization, make sure that you do keep that in mind. And another thing that you want to keep in mind when choosing your organization is the location of the shows. You may have shows that are closer to you in one organization and maybe not the other. So it's important as you're looking at your organizations to figure out what works for you. And that's the first thing that you want to do is find your organization. There is a fee associated with joining the organization, and you cannot compete if you are not a member of the organization that's putting on the show. So you want to make sure you get that done first. It's something easy that you can get out of the way. So you join your organization. The next thing you want to do is pick your show. And my suggestion is to pick a show that's at least 15 weeks out. That gives you enough time to get all the ancillary stuff done that you need to do. And if you're already in shape but not super shape, then it gives you enough time with the dieting, the exercise to get where you need to be for your show. So once you figure out your show, then you want to write that date, that goal down, and that date down on a piece of paper so you have that with you all the time that reminds you why you're working so hard. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you need to figure out which division you want to compete in. For women, there are 4 divisions. There's the bikini, the figure, physique, and bodybuilding. What I would recommend is going online and looking at pictures of the competitors in the different divisions and determining where you feel like your physique fits best or where you think you can get it in that 15-week period before you compete. And then stick with that. Within each division there are classes, and what that means is I'm a little bit older, so I compete in the master's class and also in the open division. So you can compete in more than one class within a division. And on occasion, depending on the show, you can cross over from division to division. That's a tongue twister. So you would cross over from bikini to figure if you wanted, or figure to physique, but it just depends on the show, and you want to be careful with that. That is something that I did, and it was a little bit stressful, and also it was the tan, because the suits are different. It was a little difficult because of timing and trying to get the tan fixed and all that, because one of the suits was up high and then it would get into the tan and then the other suit was low. So for your first show, I would suggest just picking one division, and then you can do different classes within that division. If you're a first-time competitor, you can pick the novice class and the open. Or if you're an older competitor, such as myself, you can pick the masters and the open, or novice and masters, or whatever you want to do, whatever you're comfortable with. But the more stage time you can get is going to help you become more comfortable being on stage. So those are the things that I would recommend as far as the divisions, the classes, and then also the associations. Within the classes, a lot of people ask me, well, how do they know which class you're in? It's by height. They will do it by height for figure and for bikini. So depending on your height, you'll register, put in where you think you are, and don't worry if you aren't 100% sure or you measured your own self and you might be a quarter of an inch off. They'll measure you when you get to registration and make sure that you're in the right class. So no worries there. So you've got your class, you've got your division, you're all set. You don't have to register yet. You can register a little bit later on, but I would suggest registering early because then that locks it in, helps you get closer to your goal because you have your registration, you have your goal, everything's set, you've already paid for it. So again, another cost, registration, that costs money too. And each class that you compete in, you have to pay an additional fee for most shows. So that's something that you want to consider as well. So that's the first section of your show, like just getting started. Those are the things that you want to do. Figure and bikini girls. The next thing that I highly recommend before you do anything else, buy your shoes. Okay? These puppies, they are hot. Yes. Anyway, 5-inch, these are Ellie, E-L-L-I-E, Mbrook shoes. They're 5-inch heels. You can wear 4 or 5-inch heels. I would recommend 5 because everybody else is going to have 5, and the higher the heel, the longer those legs look. So you will put yourself at a disadvantage if you're wearing a little bit shorter heel than everybody else. Also, make sure it has the back strap on it, okay? That's important. You don't want to be flopping around on stage. You're already going to be nervous. Foot's going to be sliding around. You're going to be doing quarter turns, and you don't want this thing coming off. So, shoes, Ellie, Mbrook. I love these shoes that are comfortable. They don't look comfortable. They are comfortable. Get your shoes. Start walking around in them, okay? Walk around the house. Just practice walking in them. You want to get comfortable in walking in your shoes. And then immediately after that, I would suggest, if you need to, hiring a credible coach, okay? Another cost. Now, if you don't need a coach, that's great. There's a ton of great information on the internet between YouTube, between people who have posted some of their workouts and meal plans. There's a lot of great stuff out there, but you want to make sure whatever you do or whoever you hire, you are fueling your body. You are not starving. You should not be starving. You should be eating enough food that you don't want to eat any more food because you are full. But that food is processing through your body quickly as fuel rather than just sitting in there, and you're not starving yourself at the same time. So again, make sure you find someone that you're comfortable with if you do want to hire a coach. People out there, there's a ton of people who have competed. They are competitors. They lift weights. They work out. They may say they're a coach. Make sure that they really are a coach and that they are certified to help you with your goals. Okay, if that's something that you need to do. So that would be your next step. Then they'll start working with you on your meal plans, on your posing, all this stuff you need to start working on now. Even though it's 15 weeks away, the more you practice, the more at ease you'll feel on stage. Because once you get on stage, it is very, very exciting. Your heart rate's already going. There's other competitors out there. You're shaking in your shoes as everyone's staring at you. The more you practice your posing, the more natural it'll become. And even if you're up there shaking, you can't tell from below the stage at all. So don't worry about that. All right, so you've got your shoes. Okay, great. Once again, these hot little shoes. Then you are going to be getting into your training, lifting. You want to make sure you're lifting, you're eating, you're fueling, you're doing your cardio, you're doing everything you need to do to get that physique where it is. Then you're going to want to pick a suit. And you want to make sure that you get a good suit from a good company. And I say that because on eBay, there's a lot of suit makers on there. You think, oh, that's a great deal for a suit. Again, another cost. So now you've got your association fees, you've got your registration fees, you've got your any crossover fees, you've got your shoes, okay? You just bought your shoes. Now you've got to get a suit. So there's different suits for figure and bikini. Figure girls are going to wear a suit that, I'll show you my little suit here. It's a little bit higher up. It comes up higher on the waist, and it has little latches on the back. And it hooks in with the top, so the crisscross top. So the figure suit is a crisscross on the back top, and the waist comes up higher, and you always want to pull it up super high to make it look like you have a very long waist. So you've got your figure suits, and then your bikini suits are a little different. They're a little bit lower, and you want to make sure when you do get a bikini suit that it's a scrunch bottom suit or a scrunch butt, okay? So that's what you want. And there's different coverages. There's medium, there's moderate. Moderate is medium, right? Yeah. So there's moderate, there's not so much coverage, and then there's pro. Now the pros have a lot less coverage. Their booties are a lot more hard and large than those of us that are still doing our NPC stuff. So I usually get a moderate coverage. I don't get like the full coverage, but I do get a moderate coverage suit. And you want to make sure, again, that you have a good suit. You don't have to have it custom made for your first show if you're trying to save money and you don't have a lot of money. Solalia suits, that's where I got my first suit. It worked out well for me, and I just got my second suit that I'll be competing in here in 3 weeks from them as well. So the great company, and the second suit I got was more custom. You could still custom make it. It's not super expensive, but they are expensive. You're going to be looking probably at about anywhere from $250 to $300 if you're trying to save money, anywhere upwards of $800 to $900 if you get a custom suit with a lot of bling. So just whatever your budget is, go with that. But don't order a cheap suit on eBay. Make sure you look at other competitors' suits so you kind of have an idea of what you need to get. So scrunch bottom, right, for bikini, and then figure suits are a little bit different, crisscross in the back. Make sure they have nice, good hooks, and they're not going to fall apart when you put them on. So those are the things, basic, getting ready for your show. Okay, now you're getting ready. Peak week is here. Your show's coming up. Usually about 2 weeks before peak week for bikini and figure girls, depending on if you want extensions. If you don't, you want to get your hair colored, make sure it matches your extensions if you do have extensions. So again, another added cost if you choose to go that route. Then you want to start prepping that, getting your hair done. Make sure you make your tanning appointment. I would highly recommend getting tanned at the show from the tanning people that are there. The reason I recommend that is putting on your own tan can be messy, and it doesn't always go on straight. The tans they use at the show are great. They're spray-on tans. They go on even. They'll touch you up at the show. It's one less thing to worry about. So again, another cost, but it is worth it. The tanning people will Bikini Bite. So this is Bikini Bite if you want to buy your own, but it's a roll-on kind of glue thing. And they'll put that on you at the show, so don't worry about that. If your suit, make it so your suit doesn't ride up in the middle of your posing. So you've got getting close to the show, you've got your hair. Now you have to think about your nails. Do you want to get your nails done? Do you want to do them yourself? A lot of people have French manicures. That's what I go with, French manicure and pedicure. That's nice. I know these are little tiny things that you're probably like, what the heck? But they're stuff that you need to think about when it gets closer to showtime, so that you can be up there and make sure that you're just as ready as everybody else. And also, my little secret, I do Crest White strips once a year, and it's always at competition time. So I do my Crest White strips. I get all that stuff going, so my teeth are nice and white. You're going to want jewelry to go with your suit. I recommend it. I have a couple pieces of jewelry here, depending on my suit. These are some bracelets that I have. Want some earrings, some nice earrings that are just really blingy. Blingy earrings are good. We call it bling. You want to get your bling. And then I have a little ring that I wear, a bling ring. So you have your bling. Again, you want to make sure you have that in your costs, your bling. And then eyelashes, you're going to have on fake eyelashes. So whether you're having your makeup done at the show, which they also offer those services at the show, you're going to have fake eyelashes. You may want to get your own. I recommend the Adele, Adele eyelashes. They're great. They look natural, and they go on pretty easily. So makeup, if you do your own makeup, you are going to want to make sure that you get the base that goes with the tan. So we use Hotspot Tanning out where I compete, and they have a package of stuff you can get. I didn't get all this stuff, but I did get the base, and it matched perfectly with the tan because I did my own makeup for the show that I did. I'm going to try having them do my makeup this time, so I'll let you know how it goes. But extensions if you want them. Makeup, hair, fingernails, bling, tanning. All of that you need to consider as part of your prep. Also, before you get tanned, they're going to give you a skincare list. Make sure you follow that to a T. Otherwise, you can get green armpits. It can be awful. So make sure that you're prepared for that. And just another little secret about competing that not a lot of people know. You can't wear deodorant once they tan you, and you have to get tanned the night before. So all the competitors, we look great, but we may not smell so great. So just be prepared for that too. Don't freak out. If you're like me, I totally freak out about that stuff. Don't freak out, everybody's in the same boat. Okay, so you're going to do great. Just wanted to give you these tidbits. And if you have any questions that I didn't answer, please feel free to contact me, kat@getcatfit.com. I'd love to answer them for you. I'm super excited. I'm competing in 3 weeks, so I'm getting ready, been posing and marching around in the shoes and suits and all that fun stuff. So anyone out there who's getting ready to compete, good luck. I'm so excited for you. Again, this is Kat with Get Cat Fit. If you found that you liked this and it was helpful, thumbs up. Make sure you share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel.